everyone. Marissa Shadrick here. Welcome to Amplify Your Authority podcast. And today I have a very special guest. If you are an entrepreneur and you are thinking of relocating, you might want to listen up. I know for myself, I recently relocated from Pacific Coast time to Central. I am now in Tennessee, and there's a lot there when you're relocating, not only for your home, your personal home, but also your business. So you might want to listen up. Today's guest is Zack Cockfield, and Zack is a 25-year financial planner who ventured beyond his traditional expertise to create something truly unique. He founded Newtomedia. It is a dynamic marketing and content creation company dedicated to serving service professionals. Newtomedia stands out in the industry by offering a very distinctive success fee model, ensuring that the company's success is directly tied to the success of its clients. Welcome, Zack. So glad to have you here today.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you so much for having me, Marissa.
Absolutely. I always love origin story. I mean, what got you, into the financial planning? I mean, 25 years and all of a sudden you're pivoting. So that's interesting. How did you end up doing financial planning? Because it sounds like you must have loved doing it. You did it for 25 years.
I have, and I still do, but I have felt like that was marketing was an area that I needed to improve on. I think that oftentimes interesting businesses come from someone trying to solve a problem. And for me, it was noticing that when I went out and talked to different marketing businesses about my business, I just didn't find what I really wanted. And I wanted to go out and create something that could help me and also help friends of mine or people that I meet in different businesses to have marketing in a way that I wanted it to be.
Gotcha. Now, a lot of people, especially people that are listening, they are either starting out or maybe they're in their third, fifth year. And, business sort of evolves when you're doing things online. It expands, Sure. You have new verticals, or maybe they decide to really double down and go a different direction. That's happened a lot with personal brands. They figure out, again, what the problem is and they niche down and they take the leap. So taking this leap for you, how was that? Was it easy for you? Was it hard? Did it take time to make that decision, or did you just go for it?
Well, I think it was one of those things that started out as a pet project or a hobby. And I thought this would be something that would be just a addition to my other business or help me to just be a better marketer. And once I got into it, I realized that one, it was so much fun because it was a very different type of trade. There's so much, creative energy that you can put into marketing and advertising, and you didn't have quite, all the same rules that you have as a financial planner. So it was fun to do something where you could have so much creative freedom. I loved that. And because of that, and because I enjoy promoting people, I enjoy lifting people up and trying to help them have a bigger profile. It just became something larger. And I also think that what we created, we got a great response from people on. It was scary, but it very soon became so fun that I didn't mind that we were going to have some failures along the way.
Yeah, and we all do, right? We all do. Right. It's kind of a learning experience. You take a little bit of a risk, but it sounds like you kind of tested the waters. Did you talk to different people, have a mentor, that type of thing to figure out if it was a viable business for yourself?
Absolutely. I mean, I talked to a number of marketing professionals and digital marketing professionals in particular. One of my business partners, Trent Phillips, worked with me on the concept quite a bit initially, and we decided that there was an opportunity to do this, and that there was, just based on the feedback we were getting from people. Oh, this is a great idea, and oh, that's something that every time we met with people and talked about it, they wanted to be a part of it. So when um, when that higher percentage of your meetings is getting that kind of response,
Yeah.
you've got something.
When people are getting excited about it, right?
Yeah.
And especially today, there's so many people, including entrepreneurs, that are relocating, that
Right.
are moving. And I'm one of them. I just did that. I mean, we started right now at the time of the recording, we're at the end of July,
Right.
and we started in January reaching out, and we found a realtor in Tennessee.
Hmm.
And by February, we were flying out to look at some homes. And then by May, we were in the new house. So there was a
Yep.
lot of things that were going on behind the
Yep.
scenes. But, here it was text messaging and being able to connect with someone across the country to be able to find a home. And so, I lucked out. I found an amazing realtor, and she was amazing. And by the time we got there, we made a decision within we met her at 9 o'clock, and before noon, we were done. Oh, this
That's
is it. This is
fantastic.
the house. So,
Yeah.
but there is a need, and I know myself, mentors that I've had, other colleagues that have relocated,
Right.
and so there's a lot of this going on right now. So, tell us a little bit how the real estate for those that are relocating or thinking about it. How does that work?
Absolutely. And I'll say, first of all, the realtors are the star of the show for us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I am, as someone who is a professional and appreciates the value that professionals provide, we knew that we wanted to um, not necessarily, try to cut corners and try to um, just pass leads to people. We wanted to create an experience where we're connecting the consumer with great professionals. We want to help people find the best experiences in every city, and we want them to work with the best professionals so that when they're moving or if they're still adjusting to a city, that they can connect with great people that can help them live their best life. Um, just this year, we decided that we wanted to incorporate a podcast into what we're doing, and we want realtors to be our hosts all over the country. So that has been a blast. We're connecting with realtors all over the country, and they are the person that should lead this process. Uh,
Yeah.
we connect with a number of different professionals. We connect our viewers with a number of different types of professionals, but as content creators, we want the realtors to be the center of what we're doing because they really are the experts.
Yeah, and that makes sense because you need a realtor to relocate, right? So this is amazing because this starts the domino effect, right? Because you start with the realtor, and then there's all the things that you need around that in itself. And then you find yourself, I was fortunate in my realtor because you need everything. I mean, you're
Right.
starting from scratch with everything, including hairstylists,
Yeah.
because my hair color would be different if I didn't color my hair. So from everything you can imagine. And it's so nice to get these referrals because you're getting great referrals from a trusted source. And so they are the key players. I could see how they would be the key players. And they're probably lining up because they have an opportunity to talk about their city and talk
Yeah.
about how they serve people. So this is like a win all the way around,
It
I would
it
think.
really is, and for the realtors, again, just like the other professionals we work with, they are not paying us to do the podcast. We're partnering with them. We're creating content with them.
Hmm.
They get to take that content with them and market with it, and we're not involved in with what they do with that content in any way. If we also create opportunities for them, I should say, from our network, then we get to participate in the way of referral fees. But there's no capital commitment for the realtors to partner with us, and it's a way for them to also claim a territory on our map as an expert in their area.
Right. Now, when you were doing financial planning, was that just local? Was that geographically in a certain area, or were you all across the country?
Right. The financial planning work that I've done has been primarily in the southeastern U.S. and
Okay.
uh, for the purposes of that category, I'm going to be really connecting with other financial professionals all over the country
Hmm.
because I think that great financial advisors are advisors that are connected with the person locally. I think it is a relationship that you need to have some in-person contact. So we are going to be, just like with the realtors, we're going to be connecting people with financial professionals that they can meet in person.
Yeah. So you're helping this. Well, when you think about this isn't, would you consider this, I'm not going to answer the question for you. Would you consider this new venture to be more B2B or B2C? Is it business to consumer? Because you do
Sure.
have some B2B going on there too, if you've got entrepreneurs moving, but primarily, what was the model you were thinking of?
Right. I think, we have two audiences that we're constantly trying to serve. We're trying to add value for uh, our vendor partners, so in that respect, I guess it's a B2B business for us, but we are also focused on, creating value for the consumer. We're creating content that's meant to be educational for them and entertaining for them, and also um, something that is constantly evolving for the consumer as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell you're excited about this. So tell me, what would someone see when they went to the website
Sure.
newtomedia.com? What would it look like? How would they interact with that?
Right. Well, they're going to see a Google map right at the top of the site, which is going to allow them to connect with any one of 220 sites that we have around the country.
Wow.
Those sites are all going to be localized and uh, provide information about what's going in that local market. And it's also going to give them the opportunity to connect with about 85 different categories of professional, which will all be provided in maps for each category. So we're trying to, when they're clicking on content related to a particular professional, or if they're clicking on any type of uh, um, directory on one of our sites, we're trying to get them connected to someone locally that's an expert in whatever areas they're trying to get help.
Yeah, and that makes sense. So this directory is great because I like how you organized it. I'm looking at it right now, and it has business services, like you have a even business coach, you have business insurance, you have technology, you've got graphic designer, web designer, and then you have professional services like
Right.
eye care, lawyer, financial advisor, chiropractor, all those things that you need, right?
Right.
And then you have family services, which would be, maybe you need car repair, carpet cleaning, daycare, dog grooming, which is great. And then home services, I'm just reading a few of them to
Sure.
give you guys an idea. Home services would be like carpet or hardwood flooring. It would be cleaning services. And I'm telling you, as I'm looking at this, I needed all of this when I moved.
Exactly.
Gutter cleaning, handyman, heating and air conditioning. So it's such a wonderful resource for people to have it all in one place. And you start
Absolutely.
with the realtor. And so I
It does.
love
It
the,
does start with
yeah,
the realtor. Yeah,
yeah,
they are the tour guides and the experts about what's going on in the city. And we've tried to create a resource for all the people that you need to connect with when you move to a new city.
hmm
It's going to be growing. We're doing outreach all the time to add more professionals, and we've also had great success in partnering with professionals in Business Networking International. I'm active in that organization. We're so happy to connect with lots of people in BNI, but we are trying to make sure that we have resources for all the people you'll need to connect with when you move to a new city.
Yeah, and for families, if they are entrepreneurs and they have families as well, children, listening to the podcast, and I'm not sure if the realtors touch on it, but education system and those kind of things would be something listeners I would think would want to know about, as far as their kids. And then you've got people that have maybe they're taking care of family, their
Yes,
moms and dads. So there's a real mix right now. There's some people that are in that stage of life where they're taking care. So, knowing what kind of facilities they are and stuff like that is important. All those things that you can't really find unless you're doing a lot of searching, and it's very time consuming.
absolutely,
Very
absolutely.
time consuming.
We're trying to help people that that are those young professionals that are mobile in their career, but we're also trying to help the people that are retiring or
hmm
even transitioning and needing senior care. We want to we have advisors that we're connecting with for that phase of life too, and because it's an entirely different list of professionals and
Yeah.
people that help you to live a great life no matter what phase you're in.
So where are you located?
I'm in Atlanta.
You're in Atlanta. Okay. So do you have family in Atlanta?
Uh, a lot of my family is up in Virginia,
Okay.
but
Okay.
my wife and I are here in Atlanta. We still have a few kids. We're almost empty nesters. That's kind of scary, really. But yeah, we still have some of the kids here, and we are both pretty focused family wise in the Southeast. But that's
Yeah.
another reason this has been so exciting. It's wonderful to meet people from all over the country that are not just the realtors, but professionals from all over the country that we're partnering with. It's just been so much fun.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's what I love about the virtual space. You just can talk to people from anywhere, really, in the world.
Right.
But it's really nice connecting with people and talking with people. And I think this is going to be such a valuable resource because there is so much activity when it comes to moving. And you never know, there may be even more activity because, interest rates were high and so forth. And yet there was still activity. People were still
Yep.
moving, it didn't matter. So imagine when things are a little bit more comfortable for buying, I can see you'll be already positioned and ready for people to take advantage of this wonderful directory.
I think so.
So, yeah, that's awesome. So tell me, because sometimes when we're starting something or launching something new,
Right.
we touched on it briefly in the beginning. We run across challenges, or they call it the messy middle.
Right.
And we have that moment where, oh, did I do the right thing? Did
Right.
you have any of that? And how did you talk yourself off the ledge? I just want to be real and authentic with people
Oh,
because
sure.
sometimes they think they're the only ones that go through that.
No, I definitely did. I think about a year and a half into launching Newtomedia, we realized that we did have to make some pretty big changes to scale what we are doing.
Mm,
When you are trying to recruit professionals from 85 different categories in 220 markets all over the U.S., you're trying to do a very large task, and
yeah.
we had to work very hard to design automations to streamline our outreach, and we've also had fantastic partnerships with marketing agencies all over the country that are helping us to improve our processes, and we enjoy partnering with uh, many businesses that sometimes people think of as being competitors, um, because we're constantly evolving and building relationships that can help our client. But it's we have had some growing pains along the way.
Mm-hmm.
We're constantly evolving, but I think technology, just the technology advancements of the last year,
I know.
have changed it so much. And I don't just mean Chat GPT. In particular, some of the web automation tools and some of the marketing agency communication automations have been incredible. That's what's made it possible.
Yeah, I know. It's a different day now. It is much easier. There's a lot of competition in there, so we have choices, which is
Absolutely.
nice. Which is nice. So, how do you market your business?
Right.
I'm curious. I know you do networking. Do you run ads? How do you market? I'm just wondering.
Well, we do have a relationship with Google, like everyone. I think that's a required investment, but we're doing a number of different things um, in terms of networking. We're also, as I said before, very focused on the relationship with realtors and growing that partnership with them, because as a content creation business, it's essential that we keep um, updating the information that we're putting out for clients, whether that's in blogging or video content. And I think the thing that probably uh, does the most good for us from a marketing standpoint is our model. I mean, it is for most of the professionals, it's no capital up front. We're getting paid when we deliver, and that
Mm-hmm.
is the thing that I think most businesses remember and So I guess you would say our closing ratio is incredibly high because of our business model. That's our biggest strength from a marketing standpoint.
So unpack that a little bit. You said earlier, and it was in your bio, that
Sure.
you guys get paid when you deliver. So what does
Right.
that mean? If I can ask that, you can refuse
Sure.
to answer
Yeah.
any question. How do you get paid?
Well, for most of the businesses that we're working with, we're getting paid a percentage of the revenue or a referral fee. If
Oh, okay.
in the case of realtors, if content we create sources leads for them, then I'm going to get a referral fee uh, if a deal closes. Now, if we create content and they go do something on their own with it, then we're not participating. But on some of the leads that are created from our content, we're going to get a referral fee. And for most of the businesses, it works in a very similar manner. Whether it's a percentage of commissions or a percentage of revenue,
Yeah.
it's being paid in that way. And for the categories that are not allowed to compensate us in that way, like attorneys and a few other categories, we still can provide marketing services on a month-to-month basis in the way that most marketing agencies work.
Beautiful, wonderful partnership, right? It's a win-win for everyone. So
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that model. I love that you mentioned relationships a number of times because that is so important. And I feel that this is such a great model and such a great resource. Do you see down the road? I love being a visionary and dreaming.
Sure.
Do you see down the road just having this business grow through referrals? I
I
can
think
almost
so.
see. I can almost see that. Do you see that?
I do, and this is a business where we are giving a territory to our vendors. So there will
Yeah.
come a point when the territories are taken, and we are just managing the business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, changing out vendors as need be because they have to deliver at a high level of service for our viewers. But
Mm-hmm.
that's at some point um, the territories will all be taken, and it's uh, it's the model that we wanted to create, something that was unique, something that provided value, and something that delivers at a high service level. So um,
Awesome.
I'm excited
That's awesome. So how big is your team?
about it. We are very efficient. We have a number of contractors in the Philippines that are helping us. That's been a very beneficial
Mm-hmm.
partnership.
Yeah.
We have a few different marketing agencies that we've partnered with to provide the digital marketing services. I am very focused on the recruiting of for instance, the realtor podcast hosts and our other vendor partners. But I have a team of less than 10 people that run
Mm-hmm.
everything, and we have a COO who does um, a lot of the behind the scenes operational work. But
That's great.
a small, efficient team.
Yeah. I like small and efficient. I think it's great. So, and contract workers, that's fantastic because that helps, again, spread the wealth a little bit. So
Absolutely,
that
absolutely.
helps as well. So that's awesome. I just love it. I have so many questions all the time because I'm always curious when people are launching a business. What's one of the unexpected, like, exciting things that you weren't expecting, but resulted from you taking that step, creating that leap? You had a vision, you decided to move forward. It was a little challenging, messy middle,
Right.
but something really unexpected. What was that that just fills you up, that you're so excited about?
Well, um, I think for one, just um, the technology, learning about technology is amazing. I have not been a technology guru or uh, somebody who would consider themselves a techie, but I think just learning about how technology is evolving uh,
Yeah.
for this business and how it helps my other business as well has been incredible. It's been, even though I've invested some money in this business, the education I've gotten from it to be a better business owner has been priceless. Uh,
That's wonderful.
yeah,
That's wonderful. I know. I love technology. I always have, even when my portable computer weighed like 30 pounds, looked like a huge sewing machine.
Right.
But I loved it way back then. And my husband always just say, everything's going to go to the phone. And
Hmm.
that was when we had, I think, Blackberries and stuff. And I said, are you crazy? And he goes,
Right.
everything's going to the phone. And I go, I don't think so. And then I remember when people were getting the phone and they're going, okay, so the phone has apps. Anybody know what apps I should get? What's an app?
Right.
I
Yeah.
remember that. And
Uh-huh.
now we're all using the phone. So I would imagine that people that go to the website, they can use their phone to search, to schedule an appointment with you, or what is the best way for people to reach you?
Yeah, I think the best way is probably to go to newtomedia.com, NEWTOMEDIA.com for the site, and they can also email me, ZACK at NEWTOMEDIA.com. We will very soon be in the App Store and the Play Store with the New 2 Media app. We're not quite there yet, but I think it will be in the Play Store, I believe, in the next couple of weeks. Apple, hopefully a month after. And we've just, uh, but I would love to help, whether it's vendor partners or consumers that have a question. The site is, of course, free to consumers, and would love to help anyone that has a question.
Well, you have a very gracious heart. What's one need right now that maybe you can just announce? Like, this is what we need right now. If anybody out there is listening, what's a need that you have?
I think for us, it's more realtors to help us learn about the different cities. That initiative has really taken off, but we still need to connect with realtors all over the country. It's free to create your show. You get to claim a territory on the map if you're a realtor that participates. And we promise to work hard to make you look good. It's I don't know if we can produce a show as smoothly as you, Marissa, but we're going to try to do whatever we can to make these realtors look good and have fun helping them educate people on what makes their market unique.
That's awesome. So, do they just broadcast once, or do they have a slot where they broadcast on an ongoing basis?
Yeah, well, that is up to them. We would love
Okay.
for them to be a part of the show regularly because that gives us an opportunity to put more and more content or their listings on their
Sure.
page that we create for them. And if they become a host, we actually allow them to participate in some of the revenues from the show. But they're not
Beautiful.
required to do that.
Yeah. But hey, it's free advertising, right? They get
That's right.
to give their city a shout out and talk about what they do. And
That's
I'm
right.
telling you, podcasts are not going away. It's
No, they are not.
increasing. There's more and more podcasts every day. So podcast is a great way. It's so convenient. It is radio. People can listen
It
to it
is.
anywhere. So it's very, very helpful. So I think your business is very timely. I think it's a great model, great idea, great service for people to be able to find those services that they need. And I experienced that myself, like I said, and there was a lot. I kept texting my realtor saying, I know we're done and I already bought the house, but I need this, and she's so great. She's always happy to help me, but it is a need. And so it's fantastic. Do you have services in Tennessee yet on your
We
website?
do. We do. In
Ah,
fact, the the networking group that I'm participating in is a Nashville-based group, and we have some family there. So we're even there in person periodically visiting family. We love Music City.
yeah, fantastic. Fantastic. So, any last words? I'm going to put all of Zach's contact information, website, everything in the show notes. So, you'll be able to just go directly there, click, and find the page. But any last words for those that might be listening, maybe realtors, entrepreneurs, people thinking about moving, whatever's on your heart?
I would just say I want to thank you for the opportunity, Marissa. I would love to um, help any small business professional out there that would like to do more marketing, but is not maybe doesn't have the budget to do much right now. It might be that we can help them to create some content that can help them grow their business, and I think our model allows them to um, do something that can help them grow their business without them taking a risk. So
That's
we'd love to help.
beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Zach. It was really great having you on the podcast, and I wish you the best. I think this is really going to take off like crazy, and you're just going to have all these people just wanting to get in line to have an opportunity to work with you. So fantastic. Well done.
Thank you so much.